नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे शिव जय जय गौरचाँदेर आरतिक शोभा जाह्नवी तटवने जगमनालोभा दक्षिणे निताय चाँद वामे गदाधर निकटे अद्वैत श्रीनिवास छत्रधार বসিয়াছেন গৌরচাঁদ রত্ন সিংহাসনে आरती करें ब्रह्मा आदि देवगणे जीवनरा हरियारी करी चामर हुलाय संजय मुकुंद बसु घोष आदि गाय शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताल मधुर मृदंग बाजे परम रसाल शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे ये शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल बहु कोटि चंद्र जिनी वदन उज्ज्वल गल देशे वनमाला करे झलमाला शिव शिव शुक नारदा प्रेमे गदगादा भक्ति विनोद देखे गौरार संपाद शिव जय जय गौर चारे आरती कर शोभा जाह्नवी तटवने जगमानलोभान् जगजानमानलोभान् जगजानमानलोभान् गौरांगेर आरती शोभा जगजानमानलोभान् गौरांगेर आरती शोभा जगजानमानलोभान् जगजानमानलोभान् त्याग जान माना लोभा गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Jai Vishnu Paramahamsa Vrajagacharya Stottar Shata Shri Srimad Srila Vaishnav Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai नामाचार्य शिल ठाकुर हरिदास की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासारि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। गंगा देवी की जय। यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी रानी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। इस्कॉन बीबीटी संस्थापक आचार्य श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। गौ प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Lada Daine. Hiranya Kashi Purvaksha. Shiladangana Kalahare. Don Simha Paraton Simha. Yato Yato Yamita Ton Simha. Bahe Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha. Narsimha Madim Sharanam Prapate. Sim Sharanam Prapate. Tava Kara Kamala Vare Nakha Madhuta Singha. Dalita Hiranyakashipa Tanurenda Keshavadrita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Tava Kamalavare. Alita Hiranyakashipa Tanurenda Keshavadrita Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Keshavadrita Narari Rupa. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Keshavadrita Narari Rupa. Jagadisha Hare. Jai Narsingadev 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 Jai Narsimhadev. Jai Narari 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 Jai Narari. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Bhakti Shiromani Prahlad Maharaj ki jai go.
Please repeat. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Thank you all very much for coming on this beautiful day to the home of Sri Sri Kishore Kishori. So a couple of quick announcements. The first is this coming weekend, starting this Friday, June 30th, we will be celebrating our annual Festival of the Holy Name. So that's Friday, June 30th through the afternoon of Tuesday, the 4th of July. Just wanted to ask, is Vibhu Chaitanya Prabhu here? No, okay. If you want additional details, there are posters available. There's also information on our website. But you're encouraged, please come. It's a really fantastic experience of just concentrated both kirtan and the personal japa workshops. So it's a fantastic experience. The second announcement is, how many of you here have children enrolled in the temple Sunday school? Okay, so there will be Sunday school classes this week. If the class is normally downstairs, today, due to construction, it will be on the 3rd floor. So is Shivram Prabhu in the room? Okay. So if your child is normally in Sunday school and they're not in class yet, Shivram Prabhu over here, he will be happy to escort your children to their classroom's temporary location. And now I'll turn it over to Temple President Timangi Mataji to introduce our speaker this evening.
Hare Krishna. We are really, really fortunate that once again we have a senior Srila Prabhupada disciple here today to give his association. He's an amazing devotee with an amazing, amazing voice. His name is Mukunda Datta Prabhu. He did Gaur Aarti, he sang Gaur Aarti today. And actually Prabhu is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada and is most widely known for his kirtan infused with formal North Indian classical music stylings alongside traditional Bengali. Currently, he serves as a Sanskrit translator and editor for the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, BBT. In addition to Sanskrit, he's a scholar of Hindi and other Indic languages. He was invited to join the GBC Shastric Advisory Council. And Prabhu has been very kind and merciful. He's been coming here. He came last year. He's come this year. And this whole week, he'll be doing home programs. All the information is on our website and Facebook. So please take the opportunity to come and take his association. And also, today we have one more great Kirtaniya amongst us, His Grace Atmaram Prabhu. He's from Spain, and he usually comes in summer and he does preaching by going to different yoga studios, and he's very well received there, and he's very kind enough. He spends a couple of days at the temple, and he'll be doing kirtan later during the evening, so don't miss after prasadam. Please come down and join us. And anybody for the first time to the temple today? No, okay. Thank you. So maybe we'll start the class. And if you have your cell phones, please put in silent mode or shut it off. And if you have little kids, make sure, not little kids, even grown-up children, make sure that they don't go to the basement because it is under construction. And if something happens to the child, it's not our responsibility, it's your responsibility. And like I said, I'm raising funds, and one of the ways for raising funds for all our construction work is I'll fine the parents $100 if I see your children downstairs playing. because that's the only way I can keep the kids away from construction area. So please be sensitive to my request. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So if I may request, if everyone please turn this way. as we invite His Grace Mukunda Datta Prabhu to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam. It was 5:18:12, right? Okay, and the title is How to Identify Good People.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I think, oh, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I thought we could read this evening from a very profound section of the Srimad Bhagavatam, in which Prahlad Maharaj, the great devotee of Lord Narasimhadev, offers his heartfelt prayers unto the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha. It's not a very often studied section of the Bhagavatam, but you'll see that the prayers are very profound. In a certain section of this material world known as Harivarsha, Prahlad Maharaj resides along with his followers, and they worship the Lord in the form of Narasimhadev. And his prayers are very purely motivated. That's the essence of it. So we can begin with this is Canto 5, Chapter 18, entitled The Residents of Jambudweep Offer Prayers, and we'll begin with text number 9. But first, let's invoke auspiciousness by Mangalacharana. So please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I'll just recite the Sanskrit and we can read the translation and commentary. Swasti astu vishvasya khala prasidatam dhyayantu bhutani shivam mithotiya manascha bhadram bhajatadadhokshaje aveshyatam no matirapya haituki. That means, may there be good fortune throughout the universe, and may all envious persons be pacified. May all living entities become calm by practicing bhakti yoga, for by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence, Lord Sri Krishna, and always remain absorbed in thought of him. Srila Prabhupada has written a nice purport on this verse, commentary. I'll read segments of it. He says, just like a desire tree, a Vaishnava can fulfill all the desires of anyone who takes shelter at his lotus feet. Prahlad Maharaj is a typical Vaishnava. He prays not for himself, but for all living entities, the gentle, the envious, and the mischievous. He always thought of the welfare of mischievous persons like his father Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad Maharaj did not ask anything for himself. Rather, he prayed for the Lord to excuse his demoniac father. This is the attitude of a Vaishnava who always thinks of the welfare of the entire universe. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Once I was in Kashi, Banaras, on the bank of the Ganges River, and along the ghats there on the bank of the Ganga, there are so many small shrines to so many different devatas, demigods, the Supreme Lord, great saints. So I noticed that there was one man who was going from one shrine to the next, all the way from one end of the river to the other, along the whole waterfront. So I saw that he was ardently absorbed in praying. So I was curious, and when he came to where I was standing, I just asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm doing puja." And he said, "I'm not doing puja worship for myself, but I'm praying for the welfare of the entire universe." So how many of us, when we come to the temple or the church or the mosque, how many of us actually pray for others? Most of us, some of us pray for others. Most of us pray for ourselves or for our immediate family, for what we feel we need. But actually, the more advanced one becomes in spiritual consciousness, the happier one becomes and the more he can think of others. The less we can think of others, it means the more problems we have to unravel of our own. So we don't really have the peace of mind or the time to worry about anyone else. But a great devotee like Prahlad, his only engagement is to help other people, because for himself, he's fine in pure devotional service. So Srila Prabhupada cites the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, one of the great acharyas, on this verse. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says that he's praying for the welfare of the entire universe. Now, those of you who know the story of Prahlad Maharaj, he was tormented by his father, who was also engaged in harassing other devotees as well. Brahmins, Vaishnavas, cows, these groups have to fear from the demoniac elements that are always there in human society. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, actually all the acharyas commenting on this chapter, they all raised this rhetorical question. If we're praying for the welfare of the entire universe, and we're praying for that they all be auspicious, in effect it seems as if we're praying for the empowerment even of those demons who are harassing the Vaishnavas and the Brahmins and the cows and others. So how should we understand this? He answers his own question by pointing out the next word that he says, Khala prasidatam. May all the envious persons be pacified. He has to qualify like that. And then he tells us how that can happen, what the symptom will be. In this material world, generally everyone is very nice externally. We smile and we're very polite, we're very careful to consider others' needs in ordinary transactions. But within our hearts, we're actually competing with everyone around us. And if anyone becomes too influential and interferes too much in our own circle of influence, then we become very concerned. Why is that? Because actually we're all envious. So we are the ones that he's talking about when he says, Khala prasidatam. May all the envious persons be pacified. We are also envious. The symptom of being non-envious is that we can think of each other's welfare. Jhayantu bhutani shivam mitodhiya. Many, many times in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna uses one stock phrase that he repeats quite a bit. He says, Sarva bhute hite rataha, being always engaged in the welfare of other living beings. This is the hallmark of a non-envious person. And Krishna describes this also in chapter 18 of the Bhagavad Gita when he's describing the symptoms of a person who's liberated. the symptoms of someone who is absorbed in spiritual consciousness. He says, Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochiti na kangshati samasarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. When we understand the nature of spirit, and when we identify ourselves only as spirit, then there are some symptoms that are evidence of that realization. What are the symptoms? Na shochati. We don't cry, we don't whine and complain, we don't hanker. Na kangshati. We don't feel envious of others. Because if we want to blame everyone around us for our sufferings, that's called shochati. And if we want to hanker after things that others have instead of us, then that's called kangshati. Another word for it is envy. So na shochati na kangshati. If we are free from these two poles, then automatically we get the other symptom, which is sama sarveshu bhuteshu. We can see all living beings equally. And when we see all living beings equally, in other words, when we don't see any friends or any enemies, we don't see anyone who has something that we might exploit, for example, nor do we see anyone who might pose a potential threat to us, then we can see everyone equally on the spiritual platform. And Krishna says, in that stage, one gets real devotion, pure devotional service unto me. Mad bhaktim labhate param. So we are practicing Krishna consciousness to some degree. We're practicing spiritual life to some degree. We may be chanting Hare Krishna also. But it's really more of a process of probate bhakti. Probate bhakti means we don't really have this qualification of being entirely liberated from the influence of Maya, the material world. But we're trying to do something, and under the sponsorship of a pure devotee, our service may be accepted. But we should keep this in mind. And then he goes on in the third line of this verse. He describes how it is that we can only think of each other's welfare without any envy. He says, Manascha bhadram bhajata dadhokshaje. May the mind become auspicious. This is the second word we've had in this verse for auspiciousness. The first one is swasti. This one is bhadram. So what does it mean? Some of the acharyas commenting on this verse have said that the word bhadram means nishkama, without desire. Others say it means to be non-envious. Either way, bhajatat adhokshaje. It comes from worshiping the Transcendental Lord. The Transcendental Lord. What does adhokshaja mean? Adha akshaja. Something that is perceptible to our senses is called akshaja, born of our sight, born of our hearing, born of the sense of touch, etc. You cannot grab the Supreme Lord in that way. He remains ever elusive. The senses are not sufficient to perceive God on their own without His mercy. Therefore, another name of God is adhokshaja. He pushes down the status of this method of gaining knowledge. Akshaja knowledge is pushed down by Him. You have to approach Him on His terms. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrataha. If we are unwilling to adopt His terms for perceiving Him, then He will remain elusive forever. So the beauty of this verse is that it hints, at least, that by worshiping that Supreme Lord, our minds become peaceful. Bhadram, another meaning of the word bhadram, is peaceful. When our minds are peaceful, then we can possibly think of someone else. As long as we're agitated by our own desires or by our own miseries. Desires and miseries, these two things, they batter us in this material world. Desire means the world of bhoga, or the world of karma, the world of pseudo-exploitation. And Gyan means the world of escape or the world of liberation. the world of trying to flee from the reactions of the mess that we ourselves have created through our karma. So these two things we get in this material world, we get either bhoga or tyaga. Tyaga means renunciation or escape, as we said. A person who has any tendency for these things, he cannot be peaceful. But a Krishna Bhakta can be. Chaitanya Charitamrita states very nicely in Bengali language, Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Shakalaya Shanta. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ataiba Shanta. That means that somebody who's chasing after material sense gratification, sense enjoyment, material enjoyment, that person cannot be peaceful because he'll be agitated until he gets it. And a person who is seeking to escape from his karma, as that results from that process, he's also not peaceful because until he gets peace, he remains agitated. We were talking about this the other day. That's why Buddhism is so popular nowadays, because we lead such a pungent lifestyle in the modern world that we just need some time out after some time. And the Buddhists call that nirvana. Snuff out the lamp for a while. People just, their highest conception of happiness would be just to snuff out the miseries of material existence. And even yogis who are seeking after mystic siddhis. One time I was in Hardwar and I saw a big crowd of people on the bank of the Ganga. So I went to see what it was. There was a yogi and the big crowd of people was standing around him. And he had a limca bottle. He had a soda pop bottle in his hand. And he went like this. He just pushed it into a pile of powdered glass, and he poured it out. And everybody was wowed by that. So this is called mystic siddhi. For what reason one might want to do that, I don't know, other than to attract a crowd. But that's what he was doing. He, no doubt, engaged in long discipline in order to gain that talent. But these persons also are not satisfied until they get what they want. Everybody wants something. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ataiba Shanta. A Krishna Bhakta doesn't want anything. This is not easy to understand. Krishna Bhaktas don't want anything. We just made some announcements and we just made some requests. It looks like we want some things also. But the devotee accepts desire. That's not a problem. Desire is in fact the characteristic of the living being. You cannot stop desiring any more than you can stop acting. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sharira yatra pichatena prasidhera karmanaha. If you remain inactive, you can't even pay your bills. So you have to remain active, you have to fulfill desires, you have to remain engaged somehow. But the secret of Krishna consciousness is that although we remain absorbed in activities, we remain absorbed in feelings, we remain absorbed in even desires, they're not our desires. This is the point. When Krishna tells us what he wants, and we try to absorb ourselves in what Krishna wants, then we become peaceful, because God's desires cannot be frustrated, unlike ours. Raise your hand if you've never, ever been frustrated. Yeah, everybody's been frustrated, so you know what I'm talking about. But Krishna doesn't lose. Yatra yogeshwaro Krishna, yatra partho dhanurdharaha, tatra shrir vijayo bhutir dhruva nitir matimama. In the end of the Bhagavad Gita, it's stated, wherever Krishna is there, there's going to be victory, there's going to be morality, there's going to be so much success in general. Okay, so manashta bhadram bhajatara bhokshaje. When our minds become peaceful by engaging in devotional service to the Supreme Lord, and when we become deeper and deeper absorbed in that process, then nahamatirapi ahaitaki, our minds become unmotivated. The word ahaitaki is glossed in a few ways by the acharyas commenting on this verse. Sridhar Swami and also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they say that the meaning of the word ahaitaki is nishkama sati. We've already mentioned the word nishkama, to be without desire. What does ahaitaki literally mean? Koi hetu nahi. Hetu ka matlab kya hai? Hetu means a motive, an agenda, some sort of purpose, you see. But a devotee doesn't have any purpose in adopting Krishna's desires. His only purpose is to please Krishna. So that's also called Nishkama in the Bhagavad Gita. Srila Viraraghavacharya of the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Vijayadhwaj Tirtha of the Madhva Sampradaya, they say the same thing in slightly different words. They say it means palabdhi sandhirahita, without being attached to any particular fruit or result of your activity. Whatever you're doing, usually you have some goal in mind. This is called strategic planning. And everybody has this kind of hetu, or this kind of phala in mind. Phala means fruit. So to be devoid of that. So we've discussed already, the way that we can do this is by becoming absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Now in text number 12 of the same chapter, he concludes his prayers with another very famous verse. He says, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate suraha harauva bhaktasya karo mahadguna manorathena siti dhavato bahihi. All the demigods and their exalted qualities, such as religion, knowledge, and renunciation, become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service and engaged in material activities has no good qualities. Even if he's adept in the practice of mystic yoga or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he must be driven by his own mental speculations and must engage in the service of the Lord's external energy. How can there be any good qualities in such a man? When I first read this verse, I thought, my God, that sounds like an utterly sectarian statement. Devotees are very good, anybody else is very bad. That's essentially what we're hearing. But there is a science to it, or as Shakespeare would say, there's a method to the madness. We've already explained somewhat. Here the word is used, akinchana. And the acharyas commenting on this verse, they say that akinchana means very much the same thing as the word ahaitaki in the previous verse. Akinchana means nishkama, without any desire. Or according to Sanatana Goswami, it means nishkinchana shuddhava. It means either having nothing or it means being pure in one's intentions. So in this way, we see that the real way to become full of all good qualities and the real way to become peaceful at heart, the way to become a saintly person is to become selfless. And how do you become selfless? You can't just give up desire altogether. You can't stop acting altogether. You adopt the desires of Krishna as your own. That's called kaivalya in bhakti language. Oneness of purpose. And when we do this, when we adopt this selfless attitude and serve the interests of the Lord, then we ourselves manifest His qualities as well. Srila Prabhupada has written about this in his purport. He says, Krishna is the original source of all living entities. All living entities are part and parcel of Krishna, and therefore when they revive their original Krishna consciousness, they possess all the good qualities of Krishna in a small quantity. When one engages oneself in the 9 processes of devotional service, one's heart becomes purified, and he immediately understands his relationship with Krishna. He then revives his original quality of Krishna consciousness. Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, says that all good qualities become manifest in the body of a Vaishnava, and that only by the presence of these good qualities can one distinguish a Vaishnava from a non-Vaishnava. He lists the following 26 qualities of a Vaishnava, and these are just some qualities. They're actually unlimited. He's very kind to everyone. He doesn't make anyone his enemy. He's truthful. He's equal to everyone. No one can find any fault in him. He's magnanimous, mild, always clean, without possessions, working for everyone's benefit. We've already mentioned that. He's very peaceful. He's always surrendered to Krishna. He has no material desires. We've mentioned that also. He's very meek. He's steady. He controls his senses. He doesn't eat more than required. He's not influenced by the Lord's illusory energy. He offers respect to everyone. He doesn't desire any respect for himself. He's very grave. He's merciful. He's friendly. He's poetic. He's expert. And he's silent. Now, silent, of course, doesn't mean that you don't say anything. It means you don't say anything unnecessarily, or you don't say anything that isn't about God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this open instruction. Especially, he gave this instruction to all Indians. Bharata bhumite hailo manusya janmajar janma shartha kari kara parupakar. That means, if you're born in India, you should understand that you've been designated as an ambassador of the spiritual world, because paramparagat bharatiya samskriti, traditional Indian civilization, is by nature and essentially spiritual. I remember when I was a young boy, in those days, sometimes you could find dhotiwala, even in America. Now you can't find them even in India. In fact, if you take a taxi from Vrindavan to the airport in Delhi, you'll pass through places with names like Central Park, Flower Valley, Orange Hill. You have nothing to do with anything godly, really. Nothing to do with anything traditionally Indian also. This is what it's become. But I used to see these people sometimes. Invariably, the women would wear saris, and the men sometimes would wear dhotis. And I just used to marvel. These people are looking like they're coming from some heavenly planet or something. They must be knowing so much about God, and there must be so much wisdom that I can call from them. Little did I know that, they were here to make money. Just like their descendants now all go to Chilakuru and worship Visa Balaji, and that's how they get their H1, because they're concentrating on their number instead of God. There's actually a sign in the temple that says, concentrate on God, not your number. The pujaris in that temple are actually very Krishna conscious. But anyway, it's a fact that those from India have this responsibility, because it's a special birth, and therefore it involves a special prerogative. What does the word prerogative mean? In Sanskrit, what do we call this? Prerogative? Adhikar. Adhikar means it's a right, but it's also an obligation, a responsibility that you have to perform. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has defined that responsibility. Further, he says, first of all, assimilate this yourself, because you can't give what you don't have. If you don't have it, you can't give it. So, janma sartha kari, make your own life fruitful, first of all. Then, kara parupakar, then you can help other people. And then he specifies further how to do that. Jare dekhe tare kaha, Krishna upadesh. Whoever you see, tell that person something about Krishna. You never know how many of them are expecting that. I was expecting it, and that was 40 years ago. So, janma sartha kari kara parupakar, jare dekhe kare kaha Krishna upadesh. Amar ajñai guru hai tar edesh. You become a representative of Krishna. Try to help everyone around you. If you do this, this is what Krishna wants. If you do this, then Krishna will manifest in your person. All the demigods, rather, will manifest in your person. You will manifest the qualities of Krishna as well. And you can help everyone around you. Now, in order to do this, there's a secret formula. What is that? Anybody know? What is 90% of our spiritual advancement based on? Any guess? Huh? Let's hear, raise your hand. Somebody should say something. Huh? Chanting. Okay, not an incorrect answer. What else? Humility. Very good answer also. Remove the ego. We're getting very warm. Anything else? Surrender. Truthful. Or? Service attitude. And? Sincerity. These are good. None of them are incorrect. What I'm thinking of is satsanga. Because if you think about it, all of the activities of devotional service come through good association. Sadhu sanga, sarva shastra koi, lava matra sadhu sanga, sarva siddhi hoi. If you have even a split second's association with a pure devotee, then all perfection is there available to you. All perfection. Whatever it is you want, even slight association with pure devotee can give this to you. The great poet Govindadas Kaviraj, he wrote, Durlabha manava janma satsange taraho e bhava sindhure. Even though this human form of life is very rarely attained, the good quality of this human life is that in good association, you can transcend the whole thing. You can become liberated, even in one life. So this is our first order of business, in fact. If we want to adopt the spirit of this prayer by Prahlad Maharaj, if we want to become saintly and represent the qualities of the devas, as have been described in this verse, the first priority is to find good association and keep that good association. I learned some valuable lessons from the late Tamal Krishna Goswami. He was one of Srila Prabhupada's closest disciples. He left this world in 2002. But he said there are three things you can do if you seek this kind of satsanga, better association than you have. He said the first and the best thing to do is learn how to better appreciate whatever association you've already been given. That means good association, not bad association. Because it's actually possible to appreciate what it is that motivates, practically speaking, anyone who practices Krishna consciousness. If you know how to mine those jewels, they're there, deep in the heart. But you have to be willing to get that deep. That's the best thing to do. Or you can understand also that since not a blade of grass waves in the wind without the sanction of the Supreme Lord, therefore there must be a reason for which we've been given the association that we already have. The association means bhakta sangha, sadhu sangha, satsanga. So learn to appreciate that. Feel grateful for that, and consider that association, the value of that association more deeply, and you'll see how valuable it is and how much you can grow through it. That's the very best thing. He said that another thing you can do, when and if that doesn't work, you can actively seek out the association that you require. Especially nowadays, we're all connected. Anywhere in the world you can connect within a few seconds just by pushing buttons. And everybody's always on camera now in the modern society anyway, so there must be a way to plug into where the satsanga is happening. Yatra, what is that? Yatra gayanti mad bhakta tatra tishtami narada. Krishna says, wherever the devotees are glorifying Krishna, Krishna is to be found in that assembly. So we can also find that. There's one couple in Los Angeles, Southern California. We went to visit them. They're a retired couple, so they're very smart, and they are very serious about sadhu sangha. So they've got this flat screen prominently displayed in their living room or their house, but they've got it programmed such that this thing follows the morning program from one temple to another all the way around the world throughout the 24-hour day period. So they're constantly hearing either some kirtan or some class continuously, one after another after another. So they're constantly absorbed in transcendental sound. So that's another thing we can do. Or we can physically go. Here we're in Chicago. Maybe a few weeks ago or a month ago, we had the Sadhu Sangha retreat in North Carolina. 2,000 devotees came together just to hear and chant over the weekend without any distraction, because cell phones don't work in those mountains. So that's a very good opportunity also. This kind of thing we should do. Go visit Vrindavan. Visit anywhere, wherever the Sadhu Sangha is, that is where your advancement is. This is the point. The third thing is a little bit more difficult, and it's more central to what we've already described, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order. And this is the example shown by Srila Prabhupada as well. He wasn't satisfied that his godbrothers were fulfilling the orders of their spiritual master. For whatever reason, he wasn't satisfied. Actually, they weren't fulfilling that instruction. So he went and created the association that he wanted. If you want association of saintly people, then you can also do that. But that's a little harder, especially in the beginning. We can't expect that we're going to be very successful at that, because janma sartha kari kara parubakar. First, we have to perfect our own self, or at least make reasonable advancement. But these are three ways that we can try to take advantage of sadhu sangha. But the principle we should understand, that our advancement, 90% of our advancement in spiritual life is through the association of those whose faith is deeper than ours. And Rupa Goswami says in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu about this, sajati ashaya snigdha. We should make friendships with those persons who are similar to us, sajatiya. Somebody with whom we can relate. Because a person may be so sincere and in fact very advanced, but if you can't relate with them, it's not going to be easy to really draw the inspiration that you need from that association. So find someone who is similar enough to yourself that you can relate, but who is dissimilar to yourself in that that person's faith is much deeper than yours. This is the key. Advancement in spiritual life is determined by the depth of one's faith. The deeper your faith is, the more advanced you are. So faith is really everything. In the third canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapila Dev tells his mother, Devahuti, Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti hrit karana rasayana katha tad joshanad ashvapavargavartmani shraddharatir bhaktiranarkumashyati. That means, in the association of serious devotees, somebody was saying serious is the qualification, which it is, in fact. Sincere, serious devotees. In that association, when we hear something about Krishna, because it is activated or enlivened by that person, the depth of that person's realization or experience, really it's about experience, then we become enlivened in that association. And we're very quickly placed on the path of liberation. And we progress step by step from faith to sadhu sangha, to bhajana kriya, to anartha nivritti, to getting a real taste, to becoming firmly fixed in that taste, becoming addicted to that taste, and feeling some emotions for the Supreme Lord, bhava. Putamad bhavam agataha, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Thus purified through good association, many persons in the past, they attain transcendental love for me. And that leads to prema bhakti. So, matkarna, what is that? Bhavanti hrit karna rasayana katha. The topics about Krishna, in good association, they become very much enlivening. They become very sweet to the ear because it's beautiful things to hear, but also becomes very purifying to the heart. It becomes rasayana, medicine as well. So this is the key. If you want to find good association, Krishna will always help you, because he says as much in Bhagavad Gita. Anybody know what verse I'm thinking of? Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janas paripasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Krishna says, if you're sincerely worshiping me, praying to me for advancement, then I will supply whatever you lack and I will preserve whatever you have. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam ityadi. I give them the intelligence by which they can come to me. That means he will lead you to the proper association, and that association will lead you to him. This is how it works. So I'm going to stop here, but if anybody has any questions or any comments, we can discuss. Yes, Prabhuji.
Transform the heart. But here, like you mentioned in the beginning, that Prahlad Maharaj is the pure devotee. And rest of his family members were all demons and, anti-Vishnu. Vishnu was their greatest enemy. So why Prahlad Maharaj couldn't influence or transform the rest of his family members, including his father?
That's a very good question. He said, Aveshyatam no matir api ahaitaki. The Acharyas commenting on this line, they say that why is the word api used? Because he says, even we can come to devotional service if we want to. But, everyone has his own. Everyone is flying his own airplane, as it were. We can give you a good training in flight school, but everyone is, when you get in the cockpit and you start the ignition to the airplane, then what you're going to do is your own choice, you see. Now, when we become highly conditioned as demons, or even as demigods for that matter, however we become conditioned by the external energy Maya, it becomes very hard to extricate ourselves from that trajectory. What do I mean by trajectory? When you have a sink full of water and you pull out the stop, the water coils down the drain, correct? What's that called? It's called a vortex, a whirlpool. And when something is spinning down the drain through the force of that water, it's very hard to move against that current. You see my point? This is why Krishna says in the end of chapter 7 in Bhagavad Gita, Yesham tvantakatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandvamohanirmukta bhajanti mam dradhavritaha. That means those persons who are fixed in piety now and who have eradicated their sinful reactions from previous lives, they can sustain a mature commitment to pure devotional service. Other people may not. So therefore it's a disadvantage to be born in a demoniac family, and it's a disadvantage to engage in the sinful activities that result in being born in a demoniac family. So we have to monitor our own activities and our own motives, and we have to see what is the majority of my current activities, what kind of result is it going to produce in the future? That's very, very important, because we can make our lives harder if we do the wrong things. It just makes things harder. So the demons are not usually inclined for Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada said, since we're talking about Indians today, Srila Prabhupada said, if you scratch the surface of the skin on any Indian, Krishna will come out. He said. And as far as the Western devotees, he said something also very equally illuminating. He said, trying to clean your hearts is like trying to wash a piece of coal. No matter how hard you scrub, it still remains black. That is the difference between pious samskars and kusamskars, or demoniac cultivation. That's one answer. There may be other answers as well. But is that satisfactory? Anything else? There's a microphone coming.
I mean, if we take the example of Prahlad Maharaj again, after having a darshan of Lord Nrsimhadev when he became the king, not necessarily all the demons become like devotees, but still, and in Bhagavatam later it is said, like, Prahlad Maharaj was looking for association till he got the association of Avdut. So my question is, isn't, if you are willing, Krishna will provide you with the elevation, with the association you're looking for?
Your question is that if a person is very sincere, regardless of what his circumstances may be, and he sincerely is praying for that kind of association, will he get it? Yes, of course. This is the whole point. This is the whole point. It may be harder to take advantage of that association. That's another thing to consider. Srila Prabhupada initiated 5,000 disciples. How many are left? You see? So samskars are very, very important. This is one reason why, perhaps, Srila Prabhupada in the last 3 years that he was on this planet gave roughly 80% of his instructions on the topic of dharma, specifically varnashram dharma, because the varnashram system provides a social infrastructure in which one cannot fall. He can only be elevated. Maybe not back to Godhead, but at least he's not going down. That's very, very important. Important enough that Srila Prabhupada also said in 1976 that varnashram is the remaining 50% of my mission. So this is the same principle. It's always possible by divine grace. Anything can happen through prayer, anything. Durghatana vedatri, Rupa Goswami says. Krishna is able to make impossible things happen. How often he does, that's another question. The usual paradigm is, that one follows dharma. It's very, very important. Now, in Prahlad's case, this is kind of similar to the last question as well. Prahlad, although he was born in a demoniac family, Prahlad had the association of Narad Muni even before his birth, because his mother was staying in the ashram of the Muni and was hearing Krishna Katha from Narad Muni. And because the mother was hearing, therefore Prahlad was also hearing. Therefore, ladies who are pregnant or anyone who's hoping to become pregnant, this is something to keep in mind. Whatever you do, all the way from even before conception, it has a big influence on what kind of child you have. This is one of the samskars, as a subsidiary of varnashram dharma, called Garbhadhan samskar. It's a very, very important thing. So Prahlad Maharaj had this association of Narad Muni from the very beginning. Therefore, he was different. Therefore, he wasn't like an ordinary demon. He had been blessed. One of Srila Prabhupada's disciples also came to him and quoted this verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 28. He said, Krishna says that someone who is pious can come to Krishna consciousness and stick it out. But what about us? How do we end up here? And Prabhupada just looked at him very compassionately and said, I created your piety. So that's really, more and more, that's what we depend on in this world. But as I said, if we can somehow sustain paramparagat bharatiya sanskriti, arthat shishtachara, sadachara, good samskars, then it's a great benefit to the entire human society, because it makes it so much easier for everyone to take to Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, I was telling them in Atlanta, actually in Atlanta, anybody been to Dunwoody, Georgia, or Cumming, Georgia? Outlying areas of Atlanta. The entire city is about 90% Telugu. So, people from Hyderabad, they understand. Every 10 feet, there's a Sri Lakshmi wine shop, or Balaji wines, or, Sneha fresh chicken you can find every 10 feet in Hyderabad. It's this kind of thing just makes it harder for us to, when we finally wake up and decide that it might be a good idea to cleanse our hearts a little bit, these kinds of things just make it so much harder. That's why Narottam Das Thakur says, Janiya Shunya Bishakaino. It's as if I've deliberately drunk poison. That's what he's talking about. The process of sense gratification in general, but sinful activity in particular, just makes it very, very hard to become Krishna conscious, because it fortifies whatever material desires we already have. It really empowers them and makes them so much stronger. Stronger means harder to overcome. You think you have a hard time now. Wait until you get one of these kinds of bodies. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Anything else? Yes.
Thank you so much for the wonderful talk, especially the things that you said about envy was very helpful, I felt. I had one question. I've heard people say that devotees are worthy of worship. Krishna will be more pleased if we serve devotees than if we serve Krishna. So then I was wondering that demigods are also devotees of Krishna. So why is that they say that we should not worship demigods?
Why is it that what?
Why is that we should not worship demigods if they are also devotees and devotees are worthy of worship?
Vastavma, if you want to worship demigods in the spirit that they are devotees, then that's okay. But even then you have to understand something about devotees. If we carefully read chapter 7 commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, particularly those of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baladev Vidyabhushan, we will see that the devotees themselves are also categorized in different, there are different kinds of devotees. There are very high-level devotees and very entry-level devotees, we might say. So, sometimes in the Shastra we find that devotees are classified into two categories. There's sakama devotees, devotees who also have material desires. And then there are nishkama devotees, the devotees who have no material desires, only want Krishna, pure devotees in other words. So generally the devatas, they are sakama devotees. They're devotees and they're great, but their greatness is a material greatness. It's just like somebody may be a sincere bhakta and he's living in Palatine, relatively decent neighborhood of Chicago. Someone else may also be a very decent, sincere devotee, but he's living in Cabrini Greens, which is not a very nice neighborhood in Chicago. So this is what we're talking about. The devatas are ordinary living entities who have been elevated to that high position of cosmic mid-level management, so to speak. But it's only on the basis of pious karma. It's not really on the basis of their spiritual advancement. And that's why we find, for example, devotees like Indra. Indra, perennially we find stories, Indra has girl trouble. Or, sometimes, even great sages like Durvasa Muni and Ambarish Maharaj, we've been studying here in the temple. They have fights and there are problems, you see. To the extent that material attachment is there, these kinds of things will happen. So the devotees that we're advised to worship are the devotees who are on a very high level beyond these things, nishkama devotees. Rupa Goswami also puts it very nicely in his Upadeshamrita. He says, we should mentally respect anyone who accepts Krishna's authority. Jai Shri Shri Kishore Kishori Ki Jai. Mentally respect any devotee, regardless of their character. We should actually bow down when we see a person who's initiated by a bona fide spiritual master and sincerely advancing on the path. But we should surrender to and faithfully serve that person whose heart is completely free from envy and who is of the character described in these verses, you see. So even in Krishna consciousness, we have to use some discrimination. And that's why we don't encourage worship of devatas. One reason. The other reason is that in most cases what passes as worship is actually more like bribery. And it's not really very much unlike what goes on in Indian government offices. If you need to get something done, you just find the right person to pay off and ho gaya. Otherwise, this happened to me. Well, anyway, I won't say it, but When they outlawed cash last year, everybody was stuck what to do. Some more than others, of course. So, you know, this is the point. Is it clear what I'm saying?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Yes. Yeah, Chashma Bala.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for a wonderful talk, Prabhuji. I have a kind of confusion that I would like you to kind of elaborate on. On one side, we say not a single blade of grass can move without mercy of Krishna. And the other side,
this is a Shruti mantra.
Was that?
Shruti mantra says this.
Yeah. And the other side, we say we are a living entity, we do have a free will. Mm-hmm. My question is, how free is our free will?
Yeah. Our free will is conditioned by the vortex that I mentioned before of our karma that wraps us up in a particular psychology that impels us to act, or rather react, to our circumstances. What we experience from the outside, that is all determined by our karma. We cannot change that. But how we react to that we can change, but it's highly conditioned even then by our current trajectory. That's why we say that if you make your trajectory in an upward way, moving towards sattva guna or towards piety, then it becomes much easier to deal with or to react to your prarabdha karma in a positive way, in a progressive manner. Otherwise, we just get stuck in a downward spiral, and we are conditioned by that karma, and it tends to get worse and worse and worse. So we have limited free will. Like a dog on a leash. He can only run as far as that leash is, and beyond that he cannot go, you see. We're all like that. So Brahma has a very long leash. You know, Indra has maybe a little bit less. We have a small leash, human beings, pipsqueaks. But everybody is conditioned. Like a bull with a ring through the nose. He can't do anything. You just tug on that ring, he has to do whatever you want to do. We're all like that. Is that okay? Free will is there, but, you know, heavily conditioned also. Okay, anything else? If not, no hands. So thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mukunda Datta Prabhu. I would like to invite everybody upstairs for our dinner feast. If you're not familiar, out these double doors, just to the right at the top of the staircase. Also, please come back. The evening kirtans will start at 6:45. At 7:15, His Grace Atmaram Prabhu will be singing, and his CDs are available in the gift store if you would like to purchase. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu. 6:45.
6:45
Yeah.
to 7:15.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Nice.
So, can I make you a plate of dinner?
Huh?
Have you had prasad? Can I make you a plate?
How are you? She's good. She's good. We called very serious. Nice. मेरे ख्याल से कर सकते हो
नमो विष्णुपदय कृष्णपृष्ठय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामेन नमो Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namena Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavade Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavade Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasade O Shri Gadadhar Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, oh! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo.
Thank you.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namah Srimate Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasatya Desatarine Namaste Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya, 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 Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda 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 Govinda, Gopala 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 Gopala, Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda 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 Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. So now we are going to sing in this Govinda the Purusham prayers. It's Arctic time. No, Hariva, you can leave it there. I will pray back. Okay? Yeah, and Govinda the Purusham, I will tell you. Now I'll Please, Shanti. Chintamani prakarasatma sukalpa vriksa Laksavrite sasura vira vipalayantam Lakshmi saharasata sambravasevyamana Govinda Nadi Purushantamaham Bhajami Venum Kwanantanaravinda Dalayatasa Bharavatan Samasita Buddha Sundaranga Kandara Pakoti Kamaniya Vishesa Shobha Govinda Nadi Purushantamaham Bhajami Alola Chandra Kalasadvanamalya Vamsi Gana Gana Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasam Syama Trivangalalita Niyata Prakasam Govinda Nadi Purushantamaham Bhajami Govinda Nadi Purushantamaham Bhajami Govinda Nadi Purushantamaham Bhajami Govinda Nadi Purushantamaham Bhajami Angani yasya sakalendriya priti panti Pasyanti panti kalayanti Chiram jaganti Anandachi maya salujvala vigrasya Govinda Adipusam Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Adipusam Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Adipurusam Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusan Navayao Vanancha Vedesha Durlava Madhurlama Bhakta Govindanadi Purusantamaham Bhajami Pantastu Koti Satavatsara Sampragamyo Vayoratapi Manaso Munipungavana Sopyasti yat prapadasinya vicintya tatve Govindanadi Purusantamaham Bhajami Govindanadi Purusantamaham Bhajami Govindanadi Purusantamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusam Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusam Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusam Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusam Tamaham Bhajami. Jai Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare Hari Bol Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtan ki. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, both. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, bolo bolo, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Are you okay? You want to go? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. हो गया? One more? No, जाओ. जय. Yeah. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare